We're back for our second day of work, leveling or at least spreading out a lot of this hump. Today you're going to get to see some different tools and attachments in action as we get closer to finishing this project. We're getting started a little bit later here on day 2, but we're all a little bit more familiar with the project and with how we can use our equipment to get the job done. So sit back and enjoy part 2 of the biggest project we've ever tried on Tractor Time with Tim. Let's get started. This is our third episode of moving this hump. The first one here was tilling, and the second one was beginning the move, day 1 of the move, and here we are on day 2.
I'm glad some of this wasn't on video yet. Maybe it was.
Yep, your unrecorded playtime is over.
I was afraid of that. Needed a little more rehearsal time.
Tom had been using Johnny Five's bucket to help Rex here, pulling some of this soil southward toward the pond.
I'm just disc.
We can use a pass or two, that's for sure.
Well, we've taken enough off the hump that it really has changed the look of it already. Because before, you could tell there was a dip on the other side, and there still is a little bit of one. But you're about going to have that sloping away from the road.
A big gentle slope away from the road would be fine, probably. You know, we're going into that ditch anyway. But what I mean is that would look a lot more natural.
The darker soil is either where we have picked up soil or where we have dropped it off. Gives you a good view of what we're trying to do. It isn't any different soil, it's just got more moisture. Randall added 3 70-pound weights to the front of that 3320.
I can't believe how much these weights, just these 3, improved the ride of the tractor.
Yeah, now just think what rim guard would do to it.
Right.
It's kind of hard to tell from the overhead views, but the hump has really been taken down quite a lot. I don't have a good estimate. Yes, we should have used a laser or some sort of tool to measure the height and how much we pull it down, but that would have required some forward thinking.
No, come on, I want you to disc it first. That's the last little hump here.
Get bumped over.
I think it's looking a lot better for this one.
We're at a stage in the project where just moving a couple of inches really seems to make a lot of difference. Unlike a truly professional project, we don't have a plan in mind for what we want it to look like in its final configuration.
We're having trouble figuring out where to put all the dirt.
By moving it just a little bit at a time, we get to see the changes and continually reevaluate and adjust our plan.
I wonder how many truckloads would actually have been here. When somebody asked me one time, I estimated between 100 and 200, but I suspect it might have even been more than that.
Depends on the size of the truck.
If you're talking about tandem loads, it'd have been more than 200, probably.
Yeah, the triaxle is usually how they count it here, so it's a 20 ton, 15 yards or something.
My main goal of this project is to make this area look natural and not like a pile of dirt that's just been thrown in there out of the pond.
I don't know, you could probably calculate it in yards if you kind of think about it. 5 foot wide, and what is it? Let's just say 18 inches deep. I would suspect if we got a fifth of a yard, that would be a big load. My hydraulic is on the loader. I get tense about what's going on, and before you know it, I'm pushing my loader down into the dirt.
Wish I had the excuse.
Yes.
Right in here is a big hump.
Looks like a little valley right there, even with you where you've been pulling, or we've been pulling.
It's, yeah. Where the
So maybe
where
pull
it's
back
bare.
here into there. And we're getting that darker soil. I like that. I think that's going to be good for us. Or else it's going to be mucky and won't grow anything, depending on what it really is. It's pretty steep here. You guys dug from the east. You dug and really removed that. But now it's still pretty steep right in here where you see this white dirt.
Well, that was kind of where Dad was pulling dirt from with the loader bucket, so we quit.
Okay. But we could use some taken off right here and
Whatever Dad was
Lesson.
doing there was
lessen this steepness.
Do you want us to pull the black dirt up with it?
Well, I think we're getting close enough that it doesn't really matter. Rex is doing a fabulous job over there.
You didn't expect any different, did you?
No.
Had questions after the day 1 video asking how much fuel we used. I don't have an exact answer, but I do have some information that'll help. My fuel tank holds 150 gallons. It was not full when we started, and it was not empty when we were done. I'm estimating somewhere between 50 and 75 gallons for the 2 days of this project. Hey, got a new attachment here that Tom is trying for the first time on our channel. It's called a rock bucket from redlinesystemsinc.com, and yeah, that's its intended use. We'll try to separate some of those rocks from the dirt and get rid of them. Now remember, this is his very first attempt, so he's got to get used to it.
Well, I got little bitty ones here right now. I only got one good one.
You picking up more than you want?
I don't know what I'm picking up.
Yeah, you got a lot of grass in there, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to dump it.
We may have to go to the 3-inch. You can try either one, see what you like. It's sitting back there ready to hook on.
Okay.
Especially there in that sod. That's going to be one of the worst places, I would think.
That's where I needed to learn.
The worst place.
Tim, am I doing anything that you're wanting done here? Am I accomplishing what you're after?
You know, I'm just driving right now, Randall. I don't know.
Okay.
It looks to me like you're getting off the hump and putting it to the valley, so I guess that's good. I don't know. It looks like it's less steep after you're doing it than before.
I think we want the tree.
Okay.
All you gotta do is go back there and put it on, I think.
I
We
will.
have to dig the fuzz and foam out of it.
Yeah. What do you think about what Rex is doing? Should we redirect him? I guess he's not hurting anything. We're going to have to do that. That's probably good enough here, Randall, as far as overall height.
Okay.
Pretty soon we're going to get the V here too steep. But I don't know.
Okay. What should I be doing then?
I don't know. Go around, look around, see if you see anything.
Redline sent us 2 separate rock buckets, one with a 2-inch separation between the tines and one with a 3-inch. So while Tom's off changing that, we'll show you some of this final grading.
Yeah, I think if you and I just go at different angles, Brian, and just keep going at it, we're doing micro level smoothing. I realize it's not major, but I don't think it needs to. You can, if you want, you can just choose another diagonal, another direction or something. And
We probably got ahead of ourselves a bit on this final grading. Once we saw it smoothed up pretty nicely, we decided we needed some more changes. Oh, here's Tom back with the 3-inch rock bucket.
Hey, you got a rock, Tom? Yeah, this is kind of acting like our brush rake we bought. Pick up brush. Pick that one up and went through my raft.
Now this is a frustration point for me. I've got this gator with a nice dump bed, but it's not big enough to be able to dump a bucket in it, either sideways or from the rear from any of these subcompact tractors. I wish it were long enough to be able to dump a bucket in it with the tailgate up. Now Rex was convinced that he could use his landscape rake and get those rocks separated. I think he was just wanting to get his old Kubota starring in this episode. No, that's not the case. We can't even hardly get Rex to watch the videos that he's in, let alone any of our other videos. Anyway, he worked at it for quite a while, but he had a difficult time separating the rocks. Either he got almost all dirt, or the rake would hop over the rocks. I think we were all a bit surprised at how it didn't work as well as what we thought it would. Now the rock bucket here is beginning to really prove itself.
Are you getting along any better with that bucket, Dad?
Yeah, a little bit. I just and a little bit right through it. Good load there, Tommy.
It might look to be a bit slow, but I've spent some time since then picking up some of these rocks by hand, and yeah, I think I'm going to go back to the rock bucket. It's worth it. Since Tom was driving, I find it hard to provide you any advice on how to better utilize the rock bucket. But one thing I can notice quickly is that you need to be working in dry soil. If it's muddy or sticks together at all, you're just not going to be able to get it to go through those tines. Now we've got Brian hooked up to the power rake. We just got such a big area that we thought it would be most efficient to have a couple of power rakes. Remember, the disadvantage of a tractor PTO power rake is that it's forward only. But that disadvantage isn't a very big deal. In this case, it's, well, we want to go forward anyway. See what I mean? An 8-inch longer bed on that gator would help a lot. It's a little hard to see here, but we're wanting to maintain a drainage path between those two green tractors. You see it coming out of the road, the culvert there. That has to come all the way down through our yard. Water has to be able to drain there and then drain out the far side of our property. So while we're dragging dirt across that area, we're trying not to leave any there.
We really are getting this hill rounded off here at this end.
Yeah.
So at this point, we've finished the intended goal, and I've decided that I want to do some modifications to my driveway. So we're actually going to pile some dirt to store for that project. I don't know how soon I'll get to it, but that's what we're doing here. We're taking a little bit more dirt off of what remains of the hump, and we're stacking it over there for a little bit of future use. What I want to do there is I want to get an extra pipe. Another 20 feet pipe to make my driveway a little bit wider than it was, so that when Tom or Randall come with their semi-truck, they can actually get in. Just hardly enough width in the driveway to allow a semi-truck to get in. And at the same time, we'd like to build the driveway up just a little bit so that it doesn't have such a steep fall off from the road. It's hard to keep the rock up next to the road because there's such a steep fall off. So we're thinking that both of those projects together are going to require a good bit of dirt. So today's the day, you know, while we got the box blades all out here, we should pile that. Once I get it over there close, I can do it with just a loader. It's not a big deal and won't be nearly as much work. But I tell you what, when you got 3 or 4 of these box blades, you guys may say, hey, you spent a lot of time, you should have done it with something else, but you can move a lot of dirt with these things if you just are persistent. Now these pull type box blades, they're from C5 Manufacturing in Kingman, Kansas. And they have been really nice for this project. And so you can get a discount on one if you'll call them up. They don't have online ordering, but they can ship them to you. C5MFG.com. And they'll get you fixed right up. We've got a 5-footer and a 6-footer. I've got the 6-footer on this tractor, and Randall's got the 5-footer on the 3320 there with the cab. So they're really helping us get the job done. Now a 3-point box blade allows you to move the dirt probably just as quickly, but it doesn't load or unload quite as evenly. So this pull type blade is kind of mindless. It's, you know, when you're watching us unload here, see, we can unload and leave a really smooth unload job.
It would be really good if we had a proportional valve to control it.
Yeah, we have these on-off valves on these 3 Series tractors. It's the third function that comes standard with that. Now, with the 1025R, if you get the Summit kit, they have the on-off valves as well. But since the 1025R doesn't have as much hydraulic flow, you really don't miss that too much. We've got neighbor Chris over here helping us with the second shift, and he doesn't have a mic on him right now, so you won't be able to hear him, but he's on the Kubota. We've worn neighbor Rex out. I don't know how many more neighbors we've got. We've run all of our friends off. Now we're down to neighbors. No, just kidding. What could be more fun than playing in the dirt? Brian really enjoyed it. He's gone too. He worked all day for 2 solid days with us. We're on the 2nd day today, and can you believe they came back for a 2nd day of this? I believe we're down to good topsoil now. Is my evaluation.
Well, we're not right here yet. That's still the good stuff that we've been working with. Pulls hard.
No, there's still some light colored stuff there.
Are you not wanting any more on the pile, or what are you?
I don't know. I just took that. I thought that was pretty good topsoil, and I just spread it out. This is beginning to look like a pretty big hump of dirt to me.
Fouled up our pretty S shape we had here.
Yeah, we dug a lot of that out. We'll have to improve that. Right there where you are is kind of, it's higher now, Randall.
Want me to pull it from there?
You can.
Okay.
at that pro.
Buddy, that worked.
I hope she had that one on video.
I doubt it. I hope that thing works. The next one, if it is, oh, he's way up high there, man. Way up. Oh, boy, somebody don't beat him.
What do you think there, Johnny X?
Well, I think it's a celebrity.
Loader moves pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Way quicker than I think.
Look at that.
She's got her picked out.
There's two rocks. Hot diggity.
2 for 2.
Yeah, come over here and get you a scoop of that. See what you
Not
can.
now. I've got big rock here.
Oh.
Got to do something.
Are you guys wanting to quit? Is that why I've got an audience?
We're hanging it up. Well, guys, the elders of the team have quit. We're having trouble getting the youth to quit with us.
I don't know whether it's going to last very much trouble or not here.
Oh, he's quitting too. I promised the guys a steak, and that didn't even hardly get them off the tractors. They're really having a lot of fun. I think we're about done with this, guys. We're done with the rough grading. I've got some more work to do with Vinny, and we got to make sure that our ditch will drain water, so we'll have to do a little laser work on that. All in good time, right? So it's amazing. We've taken at least 4, maybe 5 feet, maybe even more off this hump. Unbelievable. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. A lot of stuff for one episode. We've used every tractor and most attachments that we have. Even got the neighbor to take some dirt.
There you go. And I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor
Time with Tim.
A voice of one calling. In the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become level, the rugged places a plain. And the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it together. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken.
These things have the delay in them.
Oh,
and
the
we're all
echo.
going. We're all going. Whoa.
Can't say that I love wearing them all day, but they work really good.
On a hot day, we would have all been shedding them.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to turn mine off.
Battery level's high. Goodbye is what I heard.
Boy, mine died.
Did it? Well, it turns itself off after a while.
It said goodbye.
Yeah, but
It wasn't dead?
no, it wasn't dead. You just push it and turn it back on.
Oh, okay.
I didn't understand that. Mine's done that both days.
Oh, okay.